am Tammera Holmes with the Aerostar Avion Institute, and welcome to the Propel Talk Show, the show that's all about moving community forward. We're so happy to be here for our second show, Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock. We are proud family members of the Resilience Partners NFP family, who is our fiscal agent. So if you want to find out more about Resilience Partners, visit resiliencepartnersnfp.org, and let's get started. So first of all, just want to share a little bit with you about why I'm so happy this week, because it is National Aviation Week. So yay! So we're so excited this week. We got a couple of things coming up in celebration of National Aviation Week, but one of the biggest things, as usual, is the Chicago Air and Water Show, which is going to be happening this weekend at Navy Pier and at the lakefront of Chicago. So if you are interested in finding out more about the Air and Water Show, you can always check online. But the best way to get there is to, of course, get to the lakefront, pick a great spot, and find out where to watch the show. The highlight of this year's Air and Water Show will be the Thunderbirds with the United States Navy. This is going to be incredible. So we excited about the Thunderbirds coming. We got a couple of events coming up next week. The Aviation, Aerospace, and Aviation Career Expo is going to be at the Palmer House, Chicago. This event is free. To find out more information about attending this event, you can visit avioninstitute.org. You can find this event on Eventbrite. This is for high school and college kids looking for careers in STEM, aviation, and aerospace. This is going to be a great opportunity for them to be able to network with aviation companies in and around Chicago, to find out about jobs and opportunities at universities that offer programs in aviation and aerospace. So they're going to be minute mentoring, and there's also going to be some resume review. So if you have a kid that's in high school or in college, you do not want to miss the Aviation and Aerospace Career Expo at the Palmer House. This is in partnership with the Aerostar Avion Institute and the Federal Aviation Administration, Great Lakes Region, and also the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees. I'm always geeked about aviation, and I want to show you this information one more time so that you can take it down if you didn't get a chance to look at it. Monday, August the 27th, 3:30 to 6 o'clock p.m. One more thing I want to share with you about the Air and Water Show this weekend is that the best kept secret about the Air and Water Show is Friday. Friday is practice day, and you can see the airplanes practice and do a runner show without all of the traffic. If you go get your lawn chair and go sit on the lakefront, you can watch the airplanes all day. And another big secret about the Air and Water Show is all of the airplanes are at Gary Airport. So you actually can go to Gary Airport and see all of the pilots and the planes, of course, outside the gate, or if you have an opportunity to get on into the terminal, you can see and visit with the pilots there. So get your family together, get your kids, and go downtown this weekend and enjoy the Air and Water Show. Well, we all know what this week is for a lot of parents, getting ready for back to school, and I've already been seeing posts on social media about back to school. If you took your kid back to school or to school for the first time, we want to hear from you. Call us at 312-738-1060. Tell us your college story about, your first time leaving for college. Are you preparing your little ones to go back to school this week? Give us a call and let us know. How did you pack up and send your young person away? Are you having trunk parties this weekend or next weekend? Give us a call, 312-738-1060. We are live. So I want to show you, I'm going to show you a little quick video about who we are and what we do. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some college back to school advice. I hope you guys are already enjoying your summer and will continue to enjoy the rest of your summer. But I'm telling you, this is going downhill pretty quickly. We can get whatever we can out of the rest of the summer. But for right now, I think we are pretty much getting ready to move. So Aerostar was founded in 2008 to increase the public understanding of aviation across the globe, like nationally and locally. We were started to maximize academic achievements, providing academic tools for inside and outside of the classroom success. And our third goal is to provide aviation and aerospace education and support for any kid interested in pursuing a career in aviation. So that is a little bit about who we are, and I couldn't be more excited to continue the work of so many that went before me, especially National Aviation Week. I wanted to definitely share with you guys. Visit our website, avioninstitute.org, find out about programs that we have and upcoming events, and just get your kids involved and help them get prepared for back to school, because we do have after school programs, and we know that out of school time learning is just as important as in school learning. So let's get right to back to school. Now I know the Bud Billiken Parade is coming up, or just happened this past Saturday, and everybody's getting ready to go back to school. I've seen some pictures already of parents posting online of their kids in backpacks. But what causes the most anxiety about back to school? Is it the schedule? Is it the... Well, I know for me, I'm happy that my kids won't be eating everything in the refrigerator every single day again, so I can get some peace when they get up and go to school. But also the financial strain for some parents, having to buy uniforms, buy supplies. But what about when it's college? Okay, you looking at spending tens of thousands of dollars to send your kid away to school. So one of the most important things that you can do as a parent when you're sending your kid off to college is to make sure they're not just prepared academically, but they're prepared for the real world. For me, going to college, I thought was going to be a breeze. But for me, I found out the hard way that it took a lot of discipline, a lot of self-control, a lot of self-determination, a lot of time management, learning how to adult, the kids call now adulting, and making sure that they have everything in place financially, and they're cashing all of their checks and have their own bank account. So what was important for you when you got dropped off at school? What advice did you give your kids? 312-738-1060. I know when my parents dropped me off, when I dropped myself off at college, actually, because nobody took me to college. I took my mom's car down to college, and then she came and got it the next day. So I didn't cry. I didn't feel like it was the end of a road for me. I was very excited. I think what I wasn't prepared for was the isolation that I felt as a STEM major and as an African American female. So culture shock can be a big thing for kids going away to college. I didn't choose to go to an HBCU. I chose a university that was local, that was close, that was affordable for me. And one of the best pieces of advice that I give students now is to don't worry about getting into a four-year university and making sure that you are having the quote-unquote college experience right off the bat. I found some statistics, and I don't know if you guys can see these, but I'll try to put on the Zoom who is a typical college student. So of the 17.6 million undergraduates that are now enrolled in higher education, only 43% of those are attending a two-year institution. 37% are enrolled part-time, 32% are working full-time, and 25% are over the age of 30. Only 15% of all college students are actually living on campus and going to a four-year university. So we want to make sure that we're not feeding a false narrative to our kids, pushing them down a path that they're really not ready for. And by no means am I anti-college, but I am pro-secondary, post-secondary pathway. So back to school could be going to a trade school. Back to school could mean going and taking on a new education initiative that doesn't actually lead down the path of a four-year university. So when you get to having conversations with your children about back to school, especially going the college drop off, you want to make sure that you're feeding them real information, and that you're creating a realistic expectation of what they're up against. I know so many parents who had their heart broken. They sent their kids off, dropped them off, had the trunk party, and within 12 months, their kid was back home. So we want to help avoid that. So the first thing that you can do is to make sure that you have a financial plan for your student. So number one is have a financial plan, whether that's financial aid, whether that's making sure you save it, whether that's having a conversation with your student about getting a job or doing work study program, or if you're talking to your student about saving money. But you definitely have to have a financial plan. One of the hardest things for parents to do is to be able to have to tell their kid that they can't help them pay for college, or they have to come home because they can't afford it after they've already sent them down there. So you definitely want to have a financial plan. We are live right now. You can call in at 312-738-1060 with your back to school questions or comments, especially concerning the college drop off, which I know is a big deal and is breaking hearts all over Chicagoland and all over the country, with parents dropping their kids off at college and sending them back to school. The second thing that you want to do to prepare your child is to help them create discipline and time management. Now, if you weren't able to do this when they were in the house, it's going to be even harder to do it from afar. But be encouraged, because kids do have a tendency to listen to their parents and miss their parents, and even hear their parents' voice in their head when they are away from them, especially that freshman year. So make sure you're communicating with your child, asking them if they're getting their homework done, if they're planning study time, if they're managing their social calendar. And this is going to be a really big deal. And one of the things that I encourage parents to do is that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock phone call, just checking to see where you at, especially during the weeknights when students should be getting ready for the next school day. So first thing is having a financial plan. Second thing is working with your child from afar, helping them develop the soft skills of time management and self-discipline. The third thing is having the serious conversations, and maybe this should have been first, but when you have a child that's going off into the world by themselves, I know when the child gets of a certain age, you have to have the conversation about the birds and the bees. Well, this conversation about going to college and making sure that they're in a safe environment, making sure that they can trust their friends, making sure that they never go anywhere alone, making sure that they are being responsible and not doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing under the age of 21 or under the age of 18. This is a very, very, very important conversation, especially since 90% of sexual assaults on college campuses go unreported, and those instances are actually being perpetrated by their fellow classmates. So we want to have real conversations with young people about the realities, the harsh realities of the academic environment, especially at a university. Talking to young people about watching their drinks and not sitting their drinks down, so that anybody can slip something in their drink. Not being around people that you don't trust with your safety, and not being out all times of night. And I know you guys are grown, you're in college and you feel like you can do whatever you want to do, but the reality is there are consequences to being places that you don't have anywhere being and getting involved in stuff that you don't have any business being involved in. So parents, don't be afraid to have the hard conversation with your child about the drugs, about the safety on campus, about never going anywhere alone, not trying or taking anything, pills. And I've had conversations with kids that are in high school and in college, and the drug culture is for real. So parents, don't just think that it's not my kid, it couldn't happen to my kid. The reality is it could happen to any of our kids, and we need to be diligent and responsible. We're live talking about back to school, the college drop off, 312-738-1060. So we talked about being able to have a financial plan, being able to communicate with your child about having time management and discipline. And the third thing I mentioned was being able to have the hard conversation with your child. The other thing that you want to talk to your kid about is about academics. This is the reason that they are there. Academics is paramount, but a lot of times when kids get down to college, the freedom might be a little too much for them. The excitement about being a freshman might be a little too much for them. But you always want to put school first. And the reason why is because every class that you take that you don't finish, you still have to pay for. That's a fact. Every class that you take that you get a poor grade for, you have to pay for. That's a fact. Some credits are about $1,000 to $2,000 per credit hour at some of these universities. And you being late, not showing up on time, being unprepared, not studying for tests, can really come back to hurt you. One of the biggest things that I saw happen at my university was after the first semester, a lot of the individuals who had come down to college with me were on academic probation. And what that means is if you don't get a certain grade point average after the next semester, then you actually can't come back. And for the university that I attended, you actually were not even able to come back or re-enroll into the university for 12 months. So we had students and my fellow classmates who literally lost an entire year at the university because they were on academic probation because they didn't take first year, day one, first semester seriously. So you do not want to do that. We are coming up on a few minutes left in the show, but I definitely wanted to leave you with some bits of advice for the college freshman. So the first thing that you want to do as a young person in college is you want to understand that this is not high school, okay? High school has your parents are helping you get up in the morning, maybe even dropping you off at school. They're making sure you're in the house at night, and you have food in the refrigerator that you can just walk up to and go get. This is not high school. Your teachers may or may not even notice that you're not in class in college. So you don't want to run the risk of being lackadaisical and not taking your college experience seriously. The second thing is take library breaks. Now, I know this is the nerd in me saying take library breaks. But I'm telling you, when you're in college and there's so much commotion, your dorm room, people come by knocking on the door, always want to talk and have conversation, that's a distraction. So don't forget to take library breaks. Go get some quiet study time just to review or to refresh. Put yourself out there. You know, the university has a lot of different opportunities for extracurricular activities, student government, all different types of classes and electives that you can take, social organizations. So you want to put yourself out there because your resume is not going to actually only represent you academically, but it's also going to represent your character. Learn from the bumps, learn from your mistakes and rectify them as soon as possible. Change is okay. Getting ready for college and being aware of your surroundings is very important. Learn how to be organized, put effort and keep in touch, and I'll share this online. Plan ahead, handle stress, and don't compete. Well, I hope you learned a little bit about back to school, the college drop-off, and we hope that you take some of our advice as parents and as young people. Again, my name is Tammera Holmes. I am the host of Propel Talk Show, the only talk show that's dedicated to moving community forward. Thank you so much. Visit us online, avioninstitute.org. Have a great day.